This video focuses on Gauss law in magnetism from the chapter Magnetism and Matter. So, what is Gauss law in magnetism? Gauss law of magnetism states that the net magnetic flux through any closed surface is zero. It can be expressed mathematically as sigma b dot del s equal to 0, where S is any closed surface. Also, incoming magnetic flux is equal to the outgoing magnetic flux. This is a very important portion from this chapter, that is the Gauss law. Now let's focus on a problem based on the Gauss law. The net magnetic flux through any closed surface kept in a magnetic field is A 0, B mu 0 by 4 pi, C 4 pi mu 0, D 4 mu 0 by pi. And the answer is, according to Gauss law, the net magnetic flux through any closed surface is 0. Therefore, the option A is the right answer. Moving to the next question. A magnet is placed in Earth's magnetic field with south pole of the magnet pointing north. At the neutral point, A. The Earth's magnetic field is 0. B. The magnet's magnetic field is 0. C. The fields of the magnet and the Earth are equal and in the same direction. D. The fields of the magnet and the Earth are equal and in opposite direction. So here the question is asking about a magnet which is placed in the Earth's magnetic field with south pole of the magnet pointing north. That means the opposite direction. So at the neutral point, the answer will be option D. That means the fields of the magnet and the Earth are equal and in opposite direction. The fields are equal but direction will be opposite. Moving to the next question. The magnetism of a magnet is due to A. Cosmic rays, B. The spin motion of electrons, C. The earth, D. Pressure of big magnet due inside the earth. So the magnetism of a magnet is always due to option B, that means the spin motion of electrons. That's why the property of the materials depend upon the spin motion of electrons. Thereby properties are divided into diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic. Okay. Next question is, at two different places, the angle of dip are respectively 30 degree and 45 degree. At these two places, the ratio of horizontal components of Earth's magnetic field is A. root 3 is to root 2, B. 1 is to root 2, C. 1 is to 2, D. 1 is to root 3. So here given is the angle of dip at two different places, 30 degree and 45 degree. And we have to find out the ratio of the horizontal components of the magnetic field. And very important relation is this, that the horizontal component BH is equal to B into cos theta, where theta is the dip angle and B is the net magnetic field. Vertical component BB will be B sin theta. So here as the ratio of horizontal component, that means BH1 by BH2, that means B cos 30 by B cos 45. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2. And we will get the answer root 3 by root 2. That means the option is A. Moving to the next question. A bar magnet of magnetic moment 80 units is cut into two halves of equal length. The magnetic moment of each half will be A. 80 units, B. 15 units, C. 60 units, D. 20 units and E. 40 units. When a magnet is cut into two equal parts, magnetic moment of each part becomes half of the original value. Okay, therefore the answer will be 40 units. That means option E. When the magnet is cut in lengthwise, pole strength becomes half, and when cut in breadthwise, pole strength remains the same, but length becomes half. So the answer will be E. That means when a magnet is cut into two equal parts, magnetic moments of each part becomes half of the original value. Therefore, 80 becomes 40. And the answer is E. Moving to the next question. All magnetic materials lost their magnetic properties when A. Dipped in water, B. Dipped in oil, C. Brought near a piece of iron, D. Strongly heated, and E. Buried in earth. And the right answer will be option D. Strongly heated. That means on heating these magnetic materials, it loses their magnetic properties. Next question. Agonic lines on a magnetic map will have A, 0 angle of dip. B, 0 angle of declination. C, the same angle of dip. D, the same angle of declination. E, same horizontal magnetic field. For the agonic lines on a magnetic map, there will be 0 angle of declination. So the option number B will be the right answer. Next question. The distance between two magnetic poles is double and their pole strength is also double. The force between them. Option A increases to 4 times. Option B decreases by half. C remains unchanged. D increases to 2 times. E increases 8 times. We know that by the force equation, F is directly proportional to m1 m2 divided by r square. That means the product of the pole strength divided by the distance between square of the distance between them. That means m1 become 2m1, m2 become 2m2. That means both are doubled. Also the distance is also doubled. When r becomes 2r, its square, that means 4 times. So everything gets cancelled and the right answer will be option C, remains unchanged. Okay. So this is based on the force equation, F directly proportional to product of magnetic poles divided by the distance square of the distance between them. So the next question. A domain in a ferromagnetic substance is in the form of a cube of side length 1 micrometer. If n contains 8 into 10 raised to 10 atoms and each atomic dipole has a dipole moment of 9 into 10 raised to minus 24 amps meter raised to minus 2, then the magnetization of the domain is. So we have to find the magnetization, and the magnetization M is the ratio of the net magnetic moment by the domain volume. And here given the length as 1 micrometer. 1 micrometer means 10 raised to minus 6 meter. So for a cubic domain, the volume will be the cube of the side of the cube, right? The cube of the single side of the cube, and here it's given as 1 micrometer. That means 10 raised to minus 6 the whole cube, which is 10 raised to minus 18. That will be the volume of the cube domain. Now the net dipole moment is the product of the single dipole moment into the number of electrons or number of atoms. That means single dipole moment is 9 into 10 raised to minus 24 and total number of atom is 8 into 10 raised to 10. So the net magnetic moment will be 8 into 10 raised to 10 into 9 into 10 raised to minus 24. That will be the net magnetic moment, and when it is divided by the magnetic volume, we will get magnetization, and the answer is 7.2 into 10 raised to 5 amps meter raised to minus 1. Last question. If the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field is 0.30 and the dip angle is 60 degree at a given place, then the value of Earth's total magnetic field is. So here we have given the horizontal component, that is BH value 0.30 G, right? And the angle of dip is given as 60 degree. From this, we know that the horizontal component is the product of B and cos theta. B is the net magnetic field and cos theta cosine of the dip angle. And here BH is given as 0.30 and 0.30 equal to B into cos 60. From this, B equal to 0.3 by cos 60, which we will get as 0.60 G. Okay, thank you.